golf ball. Right then, Mitch, so if we look at these two swings, basically side by side, okay, they're synced up together, okay, so we're going to swing them to start with on the way back. Now, as we said, the setup was a little bit of a tweak required, okay, to help you make the move we'll look at now in your swing. Left hand needs to be a little bit stronger, left shoulder, left hip, just generally your left side a little bit higher. As I said, if you think about the setup, your right hand is beneath your left hand. So therefore this shoulder needs to be underneath, back and effectively in a position to help your club swing flatter. So if we sort of watch these swings as they go back bit by bit here now, as you go back to kind of halfway back, so the club on this right hand one now is sort of outside your hands there, where the left hand one now that club is working back on your hands. At top of the back swing, okay, you can see sort of halfway back here now, that club's a lot steeper, going very sort of almost vertical, where the club shaft there on this one's pointing more towards the golf ball. And look at your left arm there on the top of the back, so that one almost covering your face. That one is a bit high if I'm being honest, but it's certainly a lot lower, and actually there's a little bit of movement there with your right elbow when you compare those two positions there now. I mean, that looks a lot more around your body. You can still go a little bit lower, like I said, but at the moment now I'm happy for you to be sort of nearer your comfort zone, which would be this sort of high arm position, okay, as opposed to getting maybe too far down here and feeling really weird and I can't do that because that's just too big of a change too early, really. So where you are there is absolutely fine. As you see, when the club then starts coming back down now, as you start coming the golf ball, you sort of pause it sort of there. Look where your hands are in relation to your head. They're kind of away from your body, outside quite a long way, whereas this one they're under your chin more, yeah. They're staying more in front of you down the line. This one they're way out in front. Again, a sign the club's going from way over the top. As that club then swings into the golf ball, the frame just before impact here, okay, you can see that club's almost on the edge of the mat there. This one now is just outside the ball. Still a little bit outside the line, but say it was a little bit too high. So we're gradually sort of moving piece by piece by piece, bit by bit, just getting that swing to be a little bit flatter. And the last few ball flights, to be fair, although you had a sort of slight slice at 720, I usually look at size, was under 1,000. So 727, not too bad. You had a couple that have been like 10 and 50 and 220 or whatever, so some good numbers. But if we can reduce the big numbers, okay, if you actually look at the strike of these two golf balls now, okay, as you turn through, you follow through, still very, very good. The right hand one, that ball's, or look at the camera's almost moving to follow the ball. Yeah? And look at the left hand one, he's just going zoom, down the middle there and not moving. So the right hand one's like, where's the ball going? I got to follow way to the right there, and just causing you sort of a big old slice. And the thing is, if you get that slice on the golf course, you will do things at address position particularly, where you'll try and aim it over there somewhere, and you'll try and swing it over there somewhere, because you just want to stop the golf ball curving off to the right. If you're seeing a ball constantly curve left to right, you'll do whatever you possibly can to stop that, okay? So if we can get that higher left shoulder, higher left hip, the logo, Under Armour logo on your glove should be at least visible, not fully visible so you can see the full X, but at least some part of that logo should be there. Before you were kind of very, very weak, couldn't see any part of your top hand there, okay? And at least that will help the back swing out at that golf club now a little bit flatter. Get that club working kind of over your right shoulder more rather than your head and neck areas. That one is there on the right there. So a shallower backswing helps the angle come into the golf ball better. Just gives you a better chance of what we call this a draw or a minimal fade. Hit a better shot towards target, and again, then when the ball goes through there, the camera's going to be telling where this one stays straight pretty much, and that one spins off to the right, okay? So a lot with this setup. Don't be afraid to go through that sequence and get a little bit more. Okay, check that's there. That's good. Left hip higher, hands slightly forward, okay? And I think then going forward, then if you get some practice now between now and whenever you can, obviously with work, and you're busy, you said, keep in touch with some vids on the range, etc., or contact. We can then work on that transition down into the ball to get that working better, to change that path and just being a pull left all the time. When the club face is square or squarer, your path's still going to be a little bit to the left because you're still in your mind kind of fighting a golf ball that's going to do that. It's not going to do that at all, really. In fact, it'll start going a bit more over there. But your brain will still feel the shot going one way and always adapt to that at the last second. But yeah, as I said, to be expected. Obviously, you haven't had a session for a while, and you said yourself you haven't been playing as much as you wanted to, because obviously with things going on, etc., work, this, that and the other. So it's very understandable that the old faults creep back in. Very, very common habit where sort of things you did sort of almost like lesson 1, lesson 2, you kind of move back towards that. The thing is now you're just better at golf, so you can mask them better. when you're not so good at golf, when you first start, it just becomes a slice.
Yeah.
You kind of know what you need to do to try and hit the ball a bit further left or a bit further this way, and you can manipulate it. But it's 1 in 5 be good, the other 4 or 5 not be so good.
Yeah.
So you make a par on the 7th, but then the other next hole, 8 and 9 could be triples and doubles through no real difference in your own mind. So, makes sense?
Yeah, no.
Happy days, good stuff. Okay.